下，皆为功勋。不敌如虎！快上！再快点！快跟上！虎豹雄姿，载歌天下。马蹄所向，皆为功勋。
Hi everyone, I'm Miles, producer of Conqueror's Blade 3 Kingdoms. Since our first teaser, many of you have been asking the same question. Why does the new 3 Kingdoms world need its own standalone client? In this video, I will walk you through exactly why. We've built a realistic 3 Kingdoms world with over 60 cities alongside a massive visual overhaul. But it's not just about the visuals. The 3 Kingdoms era was all about warlords colliding in one massive, chaotic war. Our old multi-channel system split players up. It just didn't fit that vision. So we removed it. Now, every single player shares one unified map. You're stepping into a living world where you'll face rival factions, shifting borders, and real strategic choices. Terrain is no longer just for show. We've completely rebuilt the road system. If your army takes the main roads, you move faster and save food, but you're out in the open. Taking the rough terrain is slow and costly, but it keeps you hidden. We're also introducing a morale system. Combats aren't just about stats and skill anymore. If your army's morale breaks, you may lose the battle. Now, let's talk about heroes and units. The changes here are massive. We've redesigned weapons with new models, combat feedback, and skill sets. We're also bringing in the one-handed sword, twin sword, halberd, and the crossbow to give you a unique combat experience tailored to this world. For your armies, dozens of legendary units are joining the roster, like the Tiger and Leopard cavalry. We've scaled up unit sizes to make fights feel more intimidating. Recruitment is now tied to geography. You have to go to the Northwest region to recruit the Northwest Heavy Cavalry. Combined with authentic voice lines, your units feel like living armies. Next up is faction war. The real charm of the 3 Kingdoms is the politics, the dynamic shifts between allies and enemies. To capture that, we completely overhauled how factions work. NPC faction relationships are no longer static. They evolve based on the state of the war. Every alliance you make or city you attack can shift the balance of power on the server. Resources and the economy are now the backbone of the game. Every war you wage, unit you recruit, or siege engine you build relies on resources flowing across the world. This means players who prefer logistics and crafting are now absolutely essential to winning a war. We've added a stronghold construction system. Every city on the map can be upgraded and fortified by players. Cities won't just easily reset back to level 1. They are long-term strongholds that your faction needs to manage and defend. You'll also see a complete Han Dynasty military rank and official title system. From basic ranks to high officials, every battle you fight and contribution you make translates into real status and identity. Another huge addition to the world is the massive war zone, offering maps larger than 8 square kilometers. With expanded borders and complex routes, tactics completely change. There is a lot more room for frontline combat, backline support, and troop deployment. Terrain, logistics, morale, and tactics will decide the battle. By the time we built everything, this world had the sheer volume of a brand new game. And that is why it requires a standalone client to run properly. This DLC marks a massive new chapter for Conqueror's Blade's 7th anniversary. Alongside our upcoming anniversary events, we're also upgrading the CBL to match the feel of Three Kingdoms. One last thing. We've hidden a lot of Three Kingdoms Easter eggs out there in the world, crafted with a lot of love for the history. You'll find plenty to explore. Thanks for watching. I'm Miles. Let's look forward to the next 7 years of Conqueror's Blade.
Hello and welcome back, everybody, to the Conqueror's Blade League, and now we're on the Americas section. Once again, I am your host, The Furious D, and I am joined here today, once again, by the lovely, the wonderful Create! That way,
I didn't know we were getting haircuts this week. I didn't get the memo. I would have got mine done too, but we're here.
That we are here for back again, this time with our good old elimination stages here. It is double elimination, so we'll see the winners and losers bracket, but we have some, maybe not the most exciting games, but definitely is going to be some fast games here of Deadly Sins versus Cabo Verde and Hot Dog, the Costco Buck 50 Hot Dog versus Zodiacs. How are you feeling about these matches, Create?
I'm sorry, it's the way you do the Costco's 50-cent hot dog gets me every time. Now it's gonna be some good matches. Let's see if our good friends from I believe South America and Cape Verde can put a good fight up against Zodiacs or DS.
Deadly Sins.
DS. Let's see if they can put up a good fight against Deadly Sins. A lot of these players, they all know each other. They're all from America. It's very small little, so everybody knows each other here. And then hot dog, $1.50 hot dogs, Mr. Costco Warriors.
100% whole beef, you know, grass-fed cattle. I mean, it's a great hot dog.
I
You
do
can't complain.
believe if they show up, they can give Zodiacs a fight. You know, these players, none of them are bad players. Nobody at this stage is a bad player. No one actually enters CBL I really consider a bad player. And if you come out, you give your best bet, you know, you went through that month-long rank grind to get here. Touche to that. It's a grind and a half I don't like doing. But yeah,
I
should be
mean,
some good matches today.
yeah, they made it to the elimination stage. Some of these teams, you know, Deadly Sins and Zodiacs went, I think, 2-0 the entire time, where Cabo Verde and Hot Dog definitely a little bit more on that struggle bus side. I think Cabo Verde went 2-0 against everybody besides one team being Zodiacs. So, I mean, they are all good teams. Hot Dog definitely had a rough group stage coming into this. Definitely had that 2-1, 1-2. They went to a lot of grasslands and they finally scraped their way back. And I mean, they made it past that group stage.
I'm sure if you asked the members of Hot Dogs, they weren't proud of the group stage. They were not proud of how they performed. And if you ask every member of that team, they'll definitively tell you that they think they're better than Vanguard and Warriors. But nonetheless, there was a 3-way technical draw in the scorecards. It's just the tiebreakers all fell into their lap and got them here. Now let's see if they can prove that they belong here.
Yes, exactly. But that being said, let's go over the picks, the saves and bans of Deadly Sins versus Cabo Verde. We're going to be on Sun City, and we have the bans of Queen's Knights, Sifanori, Zycalian Militia, Spartan Chosen, Kudaliers, and Doppelsnider, with the saves of Iron Reapers and the Modal Battalion. I mean, this is going to look a little bit strange here. We have, never mind. We still have Reaper Claymore as our unstoppable pushing front line, and there's no anti-cav band, so I mean, you could also do cav spam. This is going to be it's Sun City. We did see Sun City be brought in on the European side quite a few times. One match, I believe it was Kermit versus Yeah Buddy. We did see Treb Denial. We saw Treb Denial. I think we saw a little bit of a positioning as well, where Kermit did the Treb Denial, and then Yeah Buddy did just kind of movement, just kind of met Kermit where they wanted to go. I'm very interested to see how Deadly Sins of Cabo Verde will be performing on this map, if we will be seeing a tower denial, a Treb denial, or just kind of rotating like a beta B brush into a different spot. What are your thoughts about this matchup so far?
My internet cut out there for most of the beginning part, but as far as Sun City goes, you're right. I've seen people attempt tower holds. We've seen it because it still has that similar, like, if you can deny that right tower. I've also seen people push that far right gate. It's a lot of different things you can do as the attackers here on this map and defenders. I believe you said, if I caught it right with the internet being the photo fuzzy, that Yeah Buddy held the ground and kind of just rotated with him on the walls.
Yeah, Buddy had to go more on the ground side of these fights there. They were a little bit, because Kermit forced a B rush, which forced Yeah Buddy to not be able to defend as much as they wanted to. So
yeah, so I mean, I expect a good match. I expect hopefully I expect DS to be, textbook like always. And I hope to see Cabo Verde do what we've seen them do in the past 2 weeks. Nice, tight play as a team. And I hope for a very good match here in Sun City.
Yeah, I mean, Sun City is just a very good... It's a very interesting matchup. We saw it in the European side where both sides actually gave up that supply that's between A and B and fight over the home point. It's something that I kind of wasn't expecting here, to just give up that supply and go basically straight back to home. I doubt we will see that in this sector of the woods. We'll probably see more of that supply hold, or we'll probably just see more of the supply hold, or maybe we might even see Ice Sally. Deadly Sins did some funny things against Vanguard Rangers, last week, but we'll see if they do anything funny this week as well.
100%.
That being said, we're just waiting to get into here. Be quite a while, I think, before we get in. Should be starting soon. I mean, do you think Cabo Verde really has? Yeah, we're going actually into. So I'm very excited to see if these teams are just going to be doing the Reaper Claymore strategy that we've seen basically every team do when that combo is available, or if we will see a different kind of combo of units. We saw earlier where Reapers and Claymores were actually banned, and teams were, I believe that was Story Rangers brought Zweihanders, a lot of Zweihanders, and those Zweihanders did wonders. I doubt we'll see Zweihanders here, but I mean, I see okay, Tender is trolling with that loadout, but
I saw a Royal Longbow, but
yeah,
and the classic full green unit comp spam and gray comp. The classic pseudo troll comps.
Yeah, Deadly Sins is having a little bit of showing some troll comps for the commentators.
Even Cabo Verde's doing it.
Yeah, Scarlet's also doing a little bit of trolling over there, having some funs with their comps. No units really standing out to me here, though. I mean, this looks standard.
Pretty standard units, yeah, across the board.
I see Berserkers. I see not Berserkers. I see Claymores. I see Reapers. I see a lot of Wuxing Pikemen by Deadly Sins, but other than that, nothing is.
I see a lot of Wuxing, but I don't see a lot of Rattan Pikemen on the other side to really justify 8 of them.
Yeah.
But Wuxing Pike are just a great unit overall. You know, they're main. Yeah. A lot of people bring them to counter Rattan Pikes, you know, just to quickly burst with the fire damage. But they're still just a great unit overall. It can't hurt to have them. Cheap unit. They do a lot of damage.
Yeah, I mean, Wuxing having that high minimum damage makes it so that they can go into Reaper Claymore. Okay, like they can do okay and pretty good damage there, but it isn't good to be. They won't live long, so it's like a very. I did my damage, now I'm gone. Goodbye. This is going to be. I mean, we'll see how much of these Wuxing really do, if they even get played, and we are seeing once again up B rush. We'll see.
Verde has seen it. They have seen it.
Oh. You see the B rush happening. Deadly Sins getting here, placing 2 cannons for this gate. The B rush is always a kind of hard thing to do because this gate, the trebs really don't hit it. So you have to place your own artillery for it. And while you're placing that artillery, you know, Cabo Verde has the muskets up there doing musket things, you know, placing the caltrops, doing the fire bomb, and doing the regular bomb. It does look like Deadly Sins is pushing towers while they are breaking this B. Oh, this treb, friendly fire treb, watch out!
Hit the Wuxing.
Hit the Wuxing Pikemen.
Price side, there's a million Wuxing Pikemen in a unit, so they're fine.
Yeah, they're fine. Taking quite a bit of time to break this gate. This does force Cabo Verde.
We triggered 3 mortars dropped for Cabo Verde already. Dropped.
And I mean, Cabo Verde cannot do any kind of tower denial because they're forced to stare at this B point. So even if Deadly Sins doesn't go through this gate, which they aren't, Deadly Sins is never going through this gate.
That's why I mentioned the mortars. They dropped them too quickly.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a good bait tactic. We saw the Europeans do it. I'm sure Deadly Sins was watching that. I think I saw some of them in there.
I want you to remember that gate is 1 hit. They could still go back quickly, destroy it, and go in.
Yeah, they could. I don't think Deadly Sins does this. I think they're going to pull these units, going to come up this right tower, and they're probably just going to go and be happy from here.
Yep,
I get a free A point.
Walls. I mean,
yeah,
Cabo Verde looks like they're doing the typical ranked defense. Now to
Treb coming out does look like it hits a good section of those Reapers. I'm really finding much more. As we wait for the A capture to be happening here, I'm sure Deadly Sins will be doing a little bit of a mortar phase. Oh, they wait here, but Cabo Verde can go all the way back to C and give up that supply if they feel a little bit too threatened. They do have the Rattan Vipers down here, so that is good by them.
The rotation does start to come out.
Vipers hitting on the walls. It will do a little bit of chip damage. These Vipers are going to stat pad. Oh, mortar hit them. Our Vipers are going to get some very high numbers doing some very fun things, but there is, you know, shoots of dingers in that blob, so they don't really mind too much. Treb on these Berserkers. They will walk out of the way. No, they won't. They just stand there like the Giga Chads that they are, and the Treb misses handily. Gosh dang Trebs. They never aim what you want them to. As we wait more for... Cabo Verde is doing a very aggressive, very forward hold. I know the European teams defended way farther back and just kind of gave the supply. It looks like our good old American teams are playing a lot farther forward, not willing to give up the supply that easily. Though Deadly Sins does have Shinji Grenadiers, which is going to be very detrimental for Cabo Verde here.
Exactly. I mean, these mortars just also not really hitting the mark here for Cabo Verde. As Deadly Sins is up on this wall, you would like to see a little more mortars hit them here. But Deadly Sins and the vice versa, hitting the Rattan Vipers there with that mortar shot. They're just... DS is playing this perfect. They're rotating back and forth, keeping Cabo Verde on their toes. Meanwhile, hitting them with mortars left, right, and that Treb a little off the mark. I think it was supposed to be at the corner as they turned.
Yeah, the Treb's going to definitely not get the value that you would like to get. Might do a little bit of friendly fire there as it comes down, as we go into our initial engagement.
Cabo Verde is a little too snaked here as the DS begins to push on in with everything. They got Iron Reapers, Claymores, Stalwarts, everything. Not Stalwarts, ISG's going in as Cabo Verde is going to try to come back in with their own Claymores. The Modaler is going to get run through here. Iron Reapers just swinging away. DS just going to overwhelm them. They played a much more tighter. Cabo Verde came in way too snaked into that fight. Cabo Verde was not in the right position. Honestly, at some point, if you're Cabo Verde, you had to just realize you were out of position and could not meet them here on the supply point.
A very fast fight already. Deadly Sins kind of just running through. It didn't seem like Cabo Verde was able to put up as much of a fight as they would like here. Still struggling to get in there. We still see them going in that kill feed of dying out. I mean, Deadly Sins kind of just made that look easy there. And it was the combo that we have been talking about. The Reapers, the Claymores. They had like A and ISG, A White Plume just to soak up the initial damage. But there's just so much tank. There's so much beef in
when you have
the Sins.
That kind of Unicom pushing you, this anti-cav is just gonna get walked over. If you look at Cabo Verde's comp right now, they have Modal and Fortebraccio out. If DS pushes with this Unicom position right now, they're just gonna walk through them again. Yes, DS has their own unit of Modal, but that is just one. I see Fortebraccios just not killing. Two sets of Fortebraccios and a Phalanx, which is going to get walked over here. DS is going to walk to this right-hand supply point here. I think Cabo Verde might meet them at it. I don't think they want to give this up for free. The Treb going to be on the Rattan Vipers, but the Vipers are going to move to the right here. Will the Cav walk into the Treb?
The Cav is thinking about walking into it. Surely the Bastard Sword sees it. He sees it. He dodges.
Treb spot, but now DS feints. DS is gonna feint the supply point, go straight into the home point here. Now it looks like Cabo Verde. Looks like it's gonna look like they're the attackers in his home point as Cabo Verde is gonna push off the right supply. DS will meet them here into this little intersection. Here, the Modal gonna lead the way for DS, not my preferred unit to lead the way. Now here comes the White Plume, gonna take the front line where they belong. The healing archers very early on the side of DS here, as Ryu's already on top of the specialty for DS here. Now the Claymores, Reapers, everything gonna start slashing their way through for DS. Now the Reapers and Cav gonna come beautifully in on the flank there. I think it was the flank. I think that it was Cabo Verde Scav, but it doesn't matter. This heavy front line of Claymore Reaper,
another Tiger Leopard Cav.
it just doesn't matter. They ran into Modell. The Modell watching the flank. This heavy unit comp of Iron Reapers, Claymores, and a shield unit just walking down these anti-cav of Cabo Verde. Cabo Verde running a little too much here. Now, with that being said, a little bit better of a trade here. Now the YYD going to come in and just a little late.
Yeah, I mean, they did good charge damage there. They did, but it doesn't seem like their Cabo Verde is kind of trickling in here. I mean, they're getting pulls and pulls and pulls and pulls and more units. Deadly Sins is not supply blocking at all, but they do not need to supply block at all when you just have these Reapers constantly leading the charge. They still have a Plume Guard, still have an ISG, and these Reapers and Claymores, these Claymores are even off of their burnout cooldown, and they're back to just swinging normally. Trebuchet coming in, not hitting a singular soul, and we're just brawling this entire fight. I'm impressed that we just keep fighting and fighting over this one spot. What is even holding for Cabo Verde here as this Tiger Leopard Cav walks in here, gentleman charge, as Cabo Verde gets their own gentleman charge in the back there, but it just isn't enough. Cabo Verde down to 470 units.
Another Unified Reapers being sacrificed to the cause.
The Cabo Verde is just inting more and more units. They're trying to find something, but all they're trying to find, what they're trying to find is just trickling in, and the faucet is just not getting a torrential fall. We're just getting little drops every year, and just isn't enough for Cabo Verde. I mean, we're down to a third of their units. Here come the Claymores charging in, but there's really nothing for them to charge in and kill. There's just a Reaper unit there, which is all right, but you can see where they're just kind of trickling in and they're just dying out. Where they're just, Cabo Verde is trickling in. Deadly Sins is regrouping, setting more of a big blob here. As they get onto this home point, the Reaper, the Modal from Cabo Verde pulls back and just kind of lets Deadly Sin onto this home point. And really, what more can they do? Cavalry charging through the Tiger Leopard Cav, goes straight through those Berserkers, turns around, comes back into these other set of Reapers and Raton Pikemen. There's nothing Cabo Verde can do. And more Tiger Leopard Cav comes in, jumps onto that dual blades and murders him where he stands. And Cabo Verde getting down. Home is 3/4 capped. I'm impressed that there's no capture progress being happening here. Maybe Deadly Sins is just having their fun murdering, but it does look like Cabo Verde is stalling. They do have a short sword on this point, stalling as long as they possibly can, trying to make it so that they aren't losing by 8 minutes, but it is still...
Unfortunately, 6 minutes is just almost too hard of a task with 36
6 minutes,
units.
46. Yeah, 6.5 minutes, 36 units remaining. So they did use all their units, but there's only one guy alive. It's a musket on the top. He's farming some stats. He put in his caltrops. He's putting in his bombs. He's like, well, GG, guys. As we go into our MVPs here, MVP on the Deadly Sin side, Arsenic, 4011 with 163 unit kills, doing very good stats by our Bastard Sword player. 2.1 million damage dealt by him, 2.2 million dealt total, and then taking a good amount of damage as well. As we go down to Savage as our MVA, most valuable assists player, getting that shoots the danger healing and the glaive buff, just really good at farming the stats there. As we go up to Winkrow, 7116, 75 unit kills. This is our hero slayer. This man found the heroes and eliminated every single one that he saw. Amazing job by Winkrow as our Bastard Sword player. As we go over to the Cabo Verde side, just Harley, 125, getting damn near every medal, MVP, most valuable tank, and most valuable contribution points. This man was farming medals, taking 8.2 million damage. This man was definitely the front line of his team. If there was a front line, he was there, tanking as long as he possibly could. It just didn't seem like he was enough for his team to really get in there and do much more. As we go down to Titank, the Bastard Sword 03364 unit kills, doing all right stats, not the highest of stats, but with how that kind of panned out, it's good enough. Then we'll go to an honorable mention of Peru Musket. Go over the Musket player. I don't know if this was I think Mendo Fedez was the Musket that stat padded, but this is our A+, so this is a 212, 51 unit kill Musket, 500,000. Not the worst considering what all happened, but not the best either.
That
Pretty
actually
all
had to.
right.
It had to have been. And Mendez died 3 times. He was out of the game. It
Oh
had to
yeah,
be
it could
Peru
have. Yeah, it could have been Peru. It
or
could have been
Kwanzi.
Kwanzi.
Yeah, one of the
Yeah, it
two.
could have
Yeah.
been Kwanzi. Oh well, Mendo has way higher damage, so it was probably Mendo. Kwanzi. Yeah, it was probably weird. We'll go to the post battle analysis. Deadly Sins is the red line. And yeah, I mean, those are such decisive gaps there.
Yeah.
There's a 25 hero kill differential. There's little that can really be said here for this matchup where it was just such a decisive win for Deadly Sins. Really, what can be said for Cabo Verde to come into this? It just seemed like the skill differential was too much. Cabo Verde was snaking a lot of the time. They were trickling back in here. It did seem like they were grouped really for any of these fights. Besides that home fight, it seemed like they were grouped a little bit, but that was it. They grouped up one time, and then the rest, it seemed like they were just trickling in, a little bit disorganized, kind of days staggered, and it just was not enough. Yeah. I mean, what really more can be said here? I mean, Cabo Verde tried, but Deadly Sins is just on a different level. So, the Deadly Sins, I mean, we do know that Deadly Sins and Zodiacs are the top teams competing for NA right now. Cabo Verde struggled getting through their... Actually, I think they only went 0-2 versus Zodiacs. I think they went fine everywhere else. So, I mean, they didn't perform terrible, but...
I want to say what happened. I almost looked like that was not the Cabo Verde we watched play weeks before. They looked separated. They weren't fighting as a team. It almost is like nerves kicked in. They knew who they were fighting. They knew they had to play perfect, so they played like stiff instead of playing that like your confident game style, right? When you're not confident, it shows in the way your ability to play the game. You're not diving units properly. You're not doing things the way you normally would do them against a team you're confident against. Let's just say, yeah, Buddy plays some division, from Conquerors Blade Rivals League, a Division 3 team. You're gonna see them play very loose, confident, everything. Now, if they go against story enjoyers, you might see this more tighter gameplay where they're not trying to make as many mistakes. But when you play that tight gameplay, when you're the lesser team, you actually make more mistakes. Don't be afraid to die. Don't be afraid to try to make that play. Because at the end of the day, if you die and your play doesn't go off, the outcome didn't change. Like,
right.
Now, if you pull that play off, the outcome could change.
Yeah, and it just definitely seemed like Cabo Verde, the nerves, they just were not there. And it seemed like maybe they weren't listening to the shot caller. Maybe the shot caller was just having a bad day. It's just very hard to really say really what more they could do. I mean, this was a blatant skill difference, but it also just seemed like, I mean, we've seen Cabo Verde perform beautifully before. I mean, this could be because, you know, the teams they were going against weren't the greatest, but at the same time, I mean, we've seen Cabo Verde perform very well before, so it's kind of surprising seeing this this switch up Cabo Verde. But yeah, I mean, they still, I mean, they tried their best. Definitely, hopefully this next matchup where they are on the attack, they do not get completely embarrassed. I know we saw some embarrassment last week where Deadly Sins did some funny things. I hope they are not going to embarrass Cabo Verde the exact same way. AKA 15 monastics. But Deadly Sins is on the defense. So unless they are sallying with these monastics, I do not think we will see too much. Unless Deadly Sins makes this into a field battle. Which
I would love to see.
Yeah, it would be very interesting to watch. I mean, they could do it. I mean, we saw how well they were winning these fights. They won with 1,000 units still remaining, so they could do the very funny of, hey, we're just sending Cav out there. We're going to make this a field battle. If you don't have 15 Modao, good luck.
Look, I'm on the side of I'm always rooting for the games to go the distance. as a spectator, I want to see them go the distance. That means they're good. They're great games, right? Everyone who's just a love watching. Now, if you're rooting for a team, of course you want the Quake 2.0. But as a caster's point of view, I'm rooting for the Grasslands.
Yeah, definitely hoping for a Grasslands here. But I mean, after that first showing, how can you ever think that a Grasslands is ever possibly in our horizon here? I mean, it's going to be a miracle. I'm just waiting. It's not we would stall long enough for this to show up, but it seems like we're still waiting a little bit more.
I'm just waiting on one more team to ready up.
Wait a little bit here.
Look, it's good for us. There's less time in between the games if this goes to a like.
Yeah, so I mean, stalling here is great because it gives them a little bit more time for other to not have an intermission, but we're kind of in a spot where we don't really have much to talk about because this is the first game and that was so decisive that it's hard to really talk really much more of what they could be doing.
At this point, we keep talking. So at this point, we kept talking about that last game. We're borderline, almost. It's getting borderline at that point.
We are going to lobby here, so we will be seeing exactly how Deadly Sins does the defense and how Cabo Verde performs on the attacker's side here. We should see exactly if Deadly Sins is doing anything funny. Already pulling out the meme of the all greens.
I want to be in the room where they discuss the Fortebraccio use. I want to be in the room.
Yeah, I kind of get it because they're like, oh, it's laggy, so we can't really do 1-1v micro with all the lag, so we're using Fortebraccio instead. But at the same time, you don't have to 1-1v your phalanx. Them brace there still does good things. Sure, it's not going to be the best, but
yeah, but against, you VOD review any of DS's VODs, and this is somebody who's just watched the games. They run heavy infantry melee front lines. They've done the Cav Trolley Fun thing one time. Most of the other games are heavy infantry front lines, and DS is going to tower hold. Look at their artillery.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, they keep DS has been loved. These Claymores, a shield unit, multiple Claymores, a shield unit, and Iron Reaper pushes and just brutalize. They use it to brutalize your front line. The Fortebraccios are going to do nothing.
Yes, these Fortebraccios, I mean, as an anti-cav unit, they are a very good anti-cav unit for being a purple unit, but at the same time, they do not punch at all into infantry whatsoever. So I just don't see these Fortebraccio really doing anything for Cabo Verde. We're doing it again, boys! Rush the B point!
Well, Cabo Verde is not pushing towers. Oh, no, they're pushing the front too. They are pushing the front too, yes. Okay, I see on the minimap. I just saw them not touch his left tower, which I thought somebody would.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it looks like Deadly Sins isn't even respecting it. Someone's getting talked about.
That's dead. They killed that gate so fast.
And Deadly Sins is just letting it happen.
They don't know what happened.
Yeah, I mean, compared to Deadly Sins, Cabo Verde's already in and going to
know
the
what
supply.
happened. They have units AFK. Deadly Sins has no idea this happened. What just happened here? Was Deadly Sins so focused on killing towers?
Hey, Deadly Sins, you got people on the floor killing your units. You just lost a reviver.
They're just going up.
Shoot.
Deadly Sins is so focused on killing Trebs. Oh my god, what a great start for DS. They're now going to go up on the wall. Now Deadly Sins don't even get a chance to kill all the Trebs.
Yeah, I mean, Deadly Sins is getting most of these trebs. I think 2 trebs alive, so they are getting
Three trebs.
Three trebs are left. So I mean, they are getting the trebs they want, but
They just lost 3 units for free.
yeah, they lost 3 units for free. Cabo Verde gets B point here, and Cabo Verde just goes
They're
to
gonna go
C.
C. They're gonna go to C. Oh my
Yeah,
god,
Cabo Verde
yes.
says the Cabo Verde doesn't care about this fight. They're just running away. They're like, all right, see you guys.
DS was not ready for this.
Yeah, Cabo Verde starts
Look
the C
at
capture.
the bastard sword horde running towards the C point.
Yeah,
DS is gonna be here first.
so Deadly Sins finally getting here, getting some units.
Cabo
but
Verde
they don't
DS
have
is
a
gonna
lot.
have to int into DS.
Yeah, Deadly Sins has to run into this. I mean, but Cabo Verde has such a good front line.
Cabo Verde
This
just gotta
is
sit still. Gotchi's the
Cudeliers?
only one holding the point. Gotchi's gonna get pushed off. The Cudeliers not gonna really do very much. This A point's now getting captured. Here comes the Trev onto the front side of Cabo Verde. Then a beautiful Cudelier charge down the front line. The Florida Brashios were not ready, and this
Yeah,
now,
this Tiger Leprechaun
DS,
goes right.
amazing recovery. Beautiful cap swaps. Amazing recovery for DS. Cabo Verde had everything done right. They didn't bring their anti-cap to that push, though.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the anti-cav, but the anti-cav was Florida Brasio, and Florida Brasio just can't deal with that
I would have
much
loved
cav
the
in that amount
modal
of
there.
plays.
The modal that's on the supply point
Yeah,
right now.
we got-
I'd love this there.
Yeah, I mean, we have 2 Modal and a Berserker on the supply. I mean, that's not exactly what we want to see here. I would have loved to see this Modal get to the C point. It would have helped a lot. Probably would have changed a lot of that battle of how it happened. But I mean, Cabo Verde still got A and B almost full capped on C, so it got
They'll
them a
get C.
lot of time.
DS isn't going to hold C, I don't think.
I mean,
And again, they might, 'cause they killed most of Trebs. They might hold C. Never mind.
see how
let me
many
take
traps
that
come in?
back.
1, 2,
2.
2.
And they look how
2
spread
traps.
they hit. They're not even condensed. So we could see the C hold here.
We could see a C hold. I know most teams are not going to be doing this kind of C hold shenanigans here. It is a very hard point to defend for defenders, but I mean, Deadly Sins kind of got styled on there, so maybe they feel a little.
I want to know what Cabo Verde did to
pressed.
kill that gate so fast.
It seems like they have most of their players there. I mean, maybe they play
No,
some
I
more
mean-
arty.
No, they didn't place any already there.
It doesn't
They
look
shot
like
the
they placed any arty.
default. I don't. Is there? Did they have a unit that hit it? Like I would love to know that gate melted. We watched DS hit it last game with like 7-8 heroes, and it took almost 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm. I don't think they brought Orochi. I think I was recording, so we can definitely pull back up that recording later. I'll see exactly what broke it so fast. But until then, we're going to just be stuck with that. Man, Cabo Verde did a great job breaking that gate fast.
The only thing Cabo Verde does better there is bring Modal. Like
Yeah,
they
they
brought,
just-
like 1 or 2 Modal, and it stops the Cav. The Florida Brashios just aren't going to do the job in that scenario, especially not when. I'm gonna keep especially not when you play him in such just a very. A lot of people are gonna meme me for this one saying this, but I have my reasons. Playing them in a very spread F1 formation, that Cav just gets through. The damage is too spread out from the Ford Brashia.
How dare you say that? Don't you know that's the only way of playing it?
It's I can't. I don't want to say the real reason.
As we have the engagement coming out, the shields are made of shields. The shoots a dinger from the Deadly Sin side already killing in here, but the cavalry from Cabo Verde
Beautiful
goes
cab.
all the way through. Beautiful
back
cab,
through.
but
And
back
original-
through a Deadly Sins. Oh my god, the cav is just devastating. Where is the anti-cav by both sides? Deadly Sins just had a cleaner cav charge though.
But once again, the main infantry blob is Iron Reaper, Shields, Claymores.
It's
DS is done, and Berserkers. DS has done the same thing to these teams on repeat. Somebody figure out a way to stop it. It cannot just be the meta, and that's how you win fights.
I feel like when you're going against this kind of fights, you just ban Reaper Claymore, and then you're happy. You find your own comp that wins. We saw it with Story Enjoyers, where they banned Reaper Claymore and they brought in the Zwei's Spartans, and that was their answer was, hey, we don't want to deal with this Reaper Claymore shenanigans anymore. We're going to find our own thing. And they found their own thing and they started running through teams.
The tier 5 and tier 4 difference is almost too unbearable to come, in my opinion, to probably come back from this game.
Yeah, Trib landing. That's pretty good damage here as we wait for the third engagement here. Cabo Verde has basically gotten full wiped here, so I'm going to be... Okay,
Peru's
we're just inting Tiger. A little bit of trolling there from Peru, just into Cav, into Modal. Unfortunate there, Trev landing once again. Unfortunate there, misses.
Tender
Cabo Verde
just
has a cannon.
Berserkers. Nope, they're gonna. I wonder if Tender's unit forced to push here. But I mean, here we go. DS is gonna push right back in to Cabo Verde once again. This extreme heavy push comp gonna come on out. The Tiger and Leopard Crab all the way
just
through.
Goes all the way through.
And it went straight through Fortebraccio, straight through Modal, but the Modal I think we're a little more spread to the left and right. And once again, these unit is heavy push comp of DS. Just look at that. I see like 6 sets of Iron Reapers in this push. Berserkers and some Claymores. Like, it's just the heavy push comps on, like, it's
just heavy beef. There is so much damage reduction in this comp. You have the Reapers with their 60%, I believe.
Don't get me wrong.
It still, and Claymores with their 35.
The heavy ball meta, but it cannot just be some of the good teams that know this is the meta. I'm sure it's being. I've not really kept up with the EU this season. I'm sure it's being run in EU, but here in America, you're seeing like the top teams run this meta. Like, it cannot just be this hidden at this point. At this point, it's got to be like people are not voting or reviewing these other games.
Yeah, it must be just people aren't paying attention, or these teams do not care. Because I mean, we have seen Reaper Claymore be brought basically every push that it's available. Every team is going, oh yeah, just Reaper Claymore it, and you have so much damage reduction that these Reapers are able to really do whatever they want and not care. So it's very surprising that teams are not doing it. We see the Alchemists come out from Cabo Verde, keeping their friends alive, but the ball of death, the ball of steel is coming. As the Reapers are kind of getting confused, running into the wall, walking back, running into the wall, walking back.
They gotta love sword stance, Reapers. They just want to fight.
They're ready, man. They got their sword out. They're ready to start going in.
Oh, the Reaper charge from...
Look how slow they are. They're going in.
From DS Black.
He said, yeah, we're going in now. We're not waiting. We're not doing this pansying anymore.
Oh. And we're just Trent does get in the gate. Okay.
Yeah, this cow just goes through yet again. And yeah. The Tigers are jumping onto the
new meme is the Tigers are coming. The Tigers are coming. Like, holy cow.
Yeah, the Tigers are coming, and they have fully wiped Cabo Verde. No hope of survival. 3.5 minutes. A little bit of a duel happening on there. Will this duel
get somebody?
1v1.
Come on, boys. Respect the 1v1s.
Unfortunately, no 1v1s are happening here. And Cabo Verde is probably going to start leaving out. 0 people alive. 2 to 2 have units. Get a tab check here to see if anyone... No, they're full leaving. Dahaka is still available. No, he just left. Yeah, we will be seeing the end screen here very shortly. I mean, this was still like a very good play by Cabo Verde here. You saw them do that, the B rush, get that B point, and then go to C. It just seemed like they didn't have the anti-cav to really answer into Deadly Sin's cav. And then when they got into the actual fight phase, they didn't have an answer for Reaper Claymore. And this Dual Blade refuses to give up. He believes he can be the hero. The 1v13. Look at him go. He's going into color. He's battling Godchi. He's being a Dual Blades. The Bastard Sword has ulted him, but he missed the ult. Dual Blades still living on. El Principito is dead.
Rip.
Rest in peace, El Principito. And now he leaves the battle as well. Waiting for these last Cabo Verde players to leave here. As I see some of Deadly Sins running out and breaking the Stardy already to get some stats there. Blackwing and Mayfang, yeah, that checks out. Still, again, yep, gotta break some more of this already.
Who is still in the game?
One of the Cabo Verdes is still here. Zombie Jab, Ganja. They're just kind of stalling this out for us.
Hearing you pronounce these South American usernames.
Listen, man, I'm American. I don't know any region besides North America. USA. These guys could be Zimbabwean, and I still wouldn't know how they're doing. Anyways, MVPs of Cabo Verde, Zombie Jab. This is a fellow streamer and caster. He's a Spanish caster, so he's the MVP and most valuable tank as well. Good as our good old Bastard Sword, taking almost 5.8 million damage. So great job by Zombie Jab. Definitely check out his streams and videos on YouTube when you have the chance. Going through his team, though, we have Ganja BR, 431, 58 unit kills as our another Bastard Sword player, doing pretty respectable amount of stats here. Nothing too noteworthy. Good old 53 participation. No idea what that is, but you know, he did it. Then honorable mention going to El Principito. We like that dual blade. 131, 30 unit kills. He's doing dual blade things. As we go over to the Deadly Sin side, Runaway as our MVP, and he very much ran away with kills. 8-0-19 with 125 unit kills. Not the highest of hero damage for a Bastard Sword, almost getting to that 60k mark. Unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. As we go down to Godchi as our most valuable contribution points, 0-2-10, 95 unit kills. Did a great job being the short sword player, probably did a lot of supply blocking and other kind of things to gain that contribution points. As we go to Ian at the bottom as our most valuable assist player, 1-0-18 and 56 unit kills. And those shoots and dingers, the healing, probably something else. I don't know if he was Bastard Sword that entire time, but probably did a lot of healing for him. As we go to our post-battle analysis.
I get it. Ignore the guy have 162 unit kills. That's not nice.
Okay, we'll go back. Hold on. Go back to team stats. Where's the 162? Okay, Gyato. 5-1-10, 162. We'll have an honorable mention. Let's create one and shout him out.
Look at these highest unit kills. Look at that. Like, come on.
His 162 is very honorable to get that many stats. I mean, 368,000 damage as a Bastard Sword, 1.5 million damage. This man was murdering units, 162 of them, 162 of them. Great job. As we now go back to our post-battle analysis, go back, give me my graph of Cabo Verde being red. And yeah.
That starting bit was so nice, and it fell apart.
The start was beautiful by Cabo Verde, and that was where it ended. They just had a really good start. They got some unit kills. They got the B. They went to C. Probably could have started that C point a little bit faster if they sent someone earlier to the C point, but you know, it is what it is. I don't think it would have changed much here just looking at this graph. It just would have had a little bit more time. There is a 34, my bad, 34 hero kill differential here and a 740 unit kill differential. I don't know what I could really say here. I mean, this is just skill difference. I mean, Cabo Verde did the outplay of movement. They almost got the C point, which would have been a very decisive going back to the home point, but I don't know if it would have really changed much when Deadly Sins is just absolutely wiping the floor of Cabo Verde.
This is almost one of those equivalents of like in League of Legends. I believe Cabo Verde got beat in the unit selection stage. The comps are just too one-sided.
Yeah, I mean, this is just so. It's very hard to say like really what could be said here. It was just a decisive victory by Deadly Sins. I mean, going the Reaper Claymore strat that we have seen them run every single time, of which every team is running when it's ever available. And no team has really figured out how to beat it besides playing your own Reaper Claymores. Really, what could be said here besides, if you're going to leave Reaper Claymore open, if you're going to leave both of them open, you need to have an answer for it or run it yourself. You cannot let this get through.
100%.
So, that being said, we do have replay that we can watch. I did record it, so I did have the replay open. So, I am screen sharing. Why not? Oh. Hold on. I gotta give our cameraman the information so that he can see my screen share, so that we could go kind of over these fights, so that we could kind of fill those fights, this kind of time slot here before the Zodiacs versus Hot Dog. We'll just kind of fill it with going over the fights one more time here, kind of see what went wrong for Cabo Verde and what went right for Deadly Sins. I mean, we kind of know what went right for Deadly Sins, just that Reaper Claymore. There we go. As we go into this, we see once again let me move this over here so that I have it. Make sure I have my drawing program correctly set up as we go into this. I mean, we see once again, this is the B push by Deadly Sins. Nothing happened there. That's me starting the push. And then we go to our engagement here on the Deadly Sins, their first engagement going down the stairs here. And you can kind of see where Cabo Verde, this push was happening for a while here. And Cabo Verde still has, a Dow back here. We have Claymores that thought about flanking, but I don't think they ever did. And then kind of a good blob here. And not to say anything by Deadly Sins, but this is quite a bit of a snake by them as well. They still have people, Reapers on the staircase, while they have Plume Guards already starting to take damage. So wasn't the greatest of execution, but it still did wonders. And you can see kind of where Cabo Verde, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 heroes here. But let me go in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. So 2 units aren't here. We're a 7v big old blob of death, and it's just snaking. Good old Shenji bomb by Deadly Sins as well gets in there, does a good amount of chip damage. This shoots a dinger by Deadly Sins does look like it kind of misses. It kind of goes behind this red line here. So, but it does look like some of these shots might have gone in, but not the greatest of shots. But yet again, I mean, you can just kind of see right now, the fight has been going on for about 10 seconds, and there's just this blob, this heavy infantry blob of red, where blue, the Cabo Verde, there just isn't much here to really meet there. Yeah, these Claymores and Reapers will hold for a little bit of time, but look how fast they're gone. And then, we just have a little bit of trickling as well from Cabo Verde. Some Fortebraccio come in, some people come into the back. These Berserkers come in. They finally come in the back. Cabo Verde getting 2 Bastard Swords and a Berserker unit. So not the worst of flanks. It does look like it got the Shenji and these Rattan Vipers / Shoots a Dinger. So they did get the specialty with this flank, but a little bit too little too late. All these Reapers are still alive. All these Claymores are still alive. And you just can't really deal much with this blob. As we go, there's a little bit of delay here as we go into our second fight. Now going into this home fight here for Deadly Sins on the attack once again. I mean, Cabo Verde is a lot more grouped here. You can see they are very grouped up. It's actually a very good fight here for Cabo Verde going into this. But once again, we're bringing two Fortebraccio, a Phalanx, and a Modal. There is 4 anti-cav here, and we have 1 Reaper, 3 Claymores. You know, I mean, 3 Claymores is good, but only 1 Reaper to really benefit from it, and then a Berserker as well to benefit. We just don't have the heavy infantry, you know, coming over to the Deadly Sin side. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Claymores. So definitely heavier on the Claymore side on this fight. And they still have a lot of Reapers. There's only one Modal in this fight. No, there's 2 Modal in the fight. Definitely just a lot more heavy infantry. Push, push, push. They even have a Wuxing pikeman to kind of do that minimum damage. So if Cabo Verde was bringing in heavy infantry, and then look, we have a trickle. He just wasn't here in the time. So it wasn't here at the time. Great job by Cabo Verde getting this Tiger and Leopard cav in. I mean, looks like it did okay work here. Let's go back a little bit here. Cabo Verde getting a heal in the blob as well. So, I mean, all in all, it doesn't look like they performed really that bad, especially this Tiger and Leopard cav. I mean, it jumps in. It looks like it should have done great damage, but it just kind of died instantly, and the blob didn't move. It's all full HP. And then another Tiger Leopard cav comes in, but straight into Modal. Just not really the value you would like to see off of this cavalry. Would have loved to see a little bit more out of our cavalry, but it just didn't seem like maybe they were docked wrong or something, but this cav should have gotten a lot more. It just didn't seem like it was enough getting into there. The art program died, so I gotta move it yet again. He said, I mean, and then now we're trickling. And yeah, Cabo Verde does a good job trying to trickle back into here. You know, they bring a lot of cavalry into this point. Cav. But their cav isn't doing anything. There isn't that much anti-cav here. This Modal is way back here. We're finally bringing out another Reaper. But they just trickle, and they just don't get a good group fight. And I think if they spent, you know, an extra 5-10 seconds regrouping up, this could have been a different scenario. They could have wiped Deadly Sins here, but Deadly Sins was able to just keep their strength, that snowball rolling down the hill. And then they bring their own cav, and I mean, this cav goes through, performing quite a bit better than Cabo Verde's cav. And then we can trickle. Scarlet bringing in a Reaper here. Mendo is now bringing in Tiger and Leopard cav. They're now Deadly Sins has got the supply is bringing in. We got a Claymore coming in. We're just trickling. Keep sending the people into this fight. It will surely do something. And yeah, on the end, it looks like it does something, but you can see here that this trickle effect is not enough. And then Deadly Sins was able to kind of roll through Cabo Verde. Cabo Verde did not have any kind of holding power at the end here. They started bringing in the Wuxing pikeman, but I mean, this Tiger and Leopard cav just cleans house. Do a little bit of stalling, but it was just all she kind of wrote there. As we go into our second fight here, it does look like I did not record the start, so we only get here. And I mean, this is great by Cabo Verde realizing, hey, there's free units here, so they get a Schützendinger, a Claymore, 2 Claymores, and a Schützendinger. So, you know, Cabo Verde getting quite a bit of value here, all things considered. They do think about coming up this staircase. You know, they think about coming up here. Definitely seems like they were a little confused as the game plan. Could have definitely committed. You can see where Deadly Sins is like slowly starting to rotate. I think this would have been a good fight for Cabo Verde, but realizes, hey, this isn't part of the plan. We don't want to come up this stairway. Goes to B point, gets the B point. We'll love to see a little bit more trebs here by Cabo Verde. And then we get into the C fight here. And this is kind of where, I mean, Look at this capture point. Over half capture point already. They're set up. They're ready for action. But look at where our Modao are. What are we doing? Our Modao are so unbelievably out of position. Our Blob is over here. Our Anti-Cav is over here. Our Fortebraccio are slowly starting to rotate over. But we know how this Fortebraccio really performs here. And it's only one Fortebraccio, one Modao. You see, the Cudeliers are coming. And they will go straight through. Actually, they get stopped by the White Plume Guard there. And yet, yes, again, this Modao is over here. The fight, the Blob, is right here. We have a fight happening here, and our Anti-Cav is off to the side. Yes, these Fortebraccio do great work, but they are nothing compared to the Modao power here. And you can see these Modao get jumped by a bunch of things as well. And you just see the Cav, Tiger Leopard Cav 1 goes straight through, Tiger Leopard Cavs 2 and 3 go straight through. Like there was absolutely zero Anti-Cav whatsoever. What's remaining on Deadly Sins? Reapers, Claymores. Their Cav didn't really get hurt. Their ISG didn't get hurt. Reapers, Claymores, ISG. I have a Shinji here for funsies, but I really the stars of that engagement were the Tiger and Leopard Cav just running straight through Cabo Verde with absolutely no hope of Cabo Verde being able to stop it. As we go into our second fight at the C point here, look at the comps once again. I mean, they have one Modao, they have a Fortebraccio, and they have a Phalanx. So we have 3 Anti-Cav this time, so it's a little bit better of Anti-Cav, but you could just kind of see the Blob just at this glance. There is, 4 or 5 Reapers right here. They got, Deadly Sins has a Claymore. Only one Claymore though, so not as much buffs as you see them usually run, but this is just heavy push comp from Deadly Sins. Beautiful amount of beef here. We see the Tiger Leopard from Cabo Verde tries to go through. We see it go through the side, but those Reapers do not care. And we see Deadly Sin's own Cav. It just goes straight through. Again, this is another positioning error. Look at where Cabo Verde's Anti-Cav is. We have our Modao back here. We have our Phalanx and Fortebraccio back here. The fight is up here, boys. Why is our Anti-Cav guarding nothing? And you can see where Deadly Sins, this Tiger Leopard Cav, comes in. There's a big old Blob there. Gone. Deleted. Everything's gone. This Tiger Leopard Cav just went through everything. And now Deadly Sins with the Reapers just goes, all right, all the beef is gone. And we're eating a good old hamburger. And it just runs right through. The Deadly Sins, once again, having this great cavalry because Cabo Verde's Anti-Cav is not in the correct positions. They're just not there to deal with Deadly Sins Cav. We have a little bit of scruffles here. And then we have our third engagement here. Going in here. At this point, Cabo Verde has lost quite a few units. They're at a really much of a back foot here. Hopefully their positioning is a little bit better, but we've seen how this goes. Mendo Fidesz. No, that's Peru Musket. Sorry. Peru Musket sending in his Tiger and Leopard Cav before the fight even starts. There's a Modao there, just pre-braced. I don't think that Modao even had to think twice about what was happening. And then Peru Musket goes down here by Tender. Out of position, too aggressive. It just unfortunate positioning there, a little bit too ambitious of a play here, and then Tender having his berserkers just slowly chip away at this White Plume Guards, at least here. And again, look at where our Modao are. They're back here. There's nothing back here. Regarding the flank with Modao, our Fortebraccio are holding the front line. We do have another Modao this time. We actually have a Modao at the front, but I mean, you can see here, Cabo Verde's front line's already dead. There is no shields here. There is no Reapers here. There is no beef. So the infantry already gets in here, and then the Tiger and Leopard Cav still goes through. Yeah, the Modao held it a little bit better, but they just didn't have anything here. And then Cabo Verde tries to get their own Tiger Leopard Cav, but they never deal with this Modao. And this Modao I mean, 3 Tiger Leopard Cavs tries to come in here. Cabo Verde keeps trying to go through this, tries to keep going through this gap. This Modao stopped 3 Tiger and Leopard Cavs. It's just insane that Deadly Sins had far superior Modao positioning than Cabo Verde here. And that's kind of where it kind of goes down to. But that will be our good old replays of that match. We go back to our cameras. I mean, this was just, Cabo Verde just had a lot of positioning mistakes here for that matchup. Their anti-cav was just never in the correct spot for this. I mean, they tried their best, but the anti-cav was never with the blob guarding from the cav of Deadly Sins. And that's really what it came down to, is that Cabo Verde, their anti-cav wasn't in the right spot.
100%. I mean,
yeah.
They also, it's kind of... All right,
okay, we're going into the picket bands. We're going to the picket bands really fast. We're already apparently... I got 3 minutes to go over the picket bands here. Hot Dogs versus Zodiacs. We got Raton Vipers, Queen's Knights, Zacalian Militias, Simichian Stalwarts, Modao Battalion, White Plume Guards, with a save of Shenji Grenadiers and Claymores. So we're going to see a lot of the tanks be banned. Never mind. Reapers are still available. Reaper Claymore is still available. So this really, these picket bands really don't matter. It's Reaper Claymore. Modao are banned, so Tiger Leopard's going to do great things because you're going to have to rely on these failings. I don't really know much more of what he said.
Reaper Claymore Berserkers. Hey, here's your infantry push.
Yeah, this is just heavy. This is going to be a very heavy push comp here. This is going to be just, yeah. I really want more to be said here. It's Allenwick Castle, so this is a map that teams are very new to. Very excited to see exactly how this push comes out. But I mean, Reaper, Claymore. Shenji are available, which I mean, I guess they do pretty cool things, but this is Reaper Claymore. These are standard bans, but Reaper Claymore is available. Spartans are even available, so we can have Spartans as well. So we don't have to rely on just Reaper Claymore. And this is going to be now the craziest of pushes here. I mean, very fast pushes. Very fast fights. Very much a push comp going right in. I don't really know much more to say about this besides, I mean, these bans kind of make sense. The Viper ban helps a lot with not getting your damage reduced. Zycalian also, you know, that damage reducing, removing the pen. We just hate queens around these parts. Hate that minimum damage. Makes our Reapers and Claymores very sad. The Stalwart ban's a very interesting ban. We haven't really seen Stalwarts be played too much. So I'm kind of surprised of that ban. Modao makes sense. It makes our Tiger and Leopard Cav happy. White Plume, we're just running through. So this makes it easier to just run. But yeah, the Shenji save isn't going to do much when these push comps are so heavy. I think Shenji have decently high minimum damage, and they hit a lot of targets, but they're going to still depend. I think these Shenji will do some of this. Yeah. I'll go into the lobby here really quickly. So, anyways, on the castle, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think we're going to see an A breed push, or do you think we're going to land towers and just go straight on to B?
Honestly, that's an interesting question. I don't know. This map is so new to the tournament scene. Anything could really happen.
I really hope Jamar Pew Pew isn't trolling us with the Outriders, Laconic Jabs, Chariot, and Camels, but it's very obviously a troll comp. Man, if only. I mean, nothing else is really speaking to me here. I do see flames being brought by Peepo and Dealer for Life on the hot dog side. But I see Yoda swapping through a few troll comps. Seems like Zodiacs is having some fun going through some troll comps, but yeah, they're just doing Reaper, Claymore, Spartan. Yeah, it's exactly what we thought would happen of Reaper, Claymore, Spartan. They have some Fortebraccio in there, I guess, for their anti-cav, but who cares? It's not going to really, it doesn't matter. It's not going to do much here. Yeah.
Both teams, Reaper, Spartan, Claymore. Yep. Yeah, we're going to see whose front line is better than the others.
Actually, hot dogs, doesn't have that many Reapers. They have a lot of Spartans. They have quite a few Claymores.
Zodiacs will proceed to walk through.
Yeah, I saw maybe 5 Reapers on Hot Dog's side. Definitely a lacking of Hot Dogs.
Reapers are in this current meta. Reapers are such a crucial unit in the push phase when the infantry collides.
Yeah, I mean the Reapers having such high damage reduction, and then getting that Claymore buff for even more damage reduction, having 369 for a little bit of healing as well. I mean, Reapers are doing everything you want in a comp that just pushes forward and is tanky. Even Reapers just having, you know, the highest base defenses in the game, the highest damage mitigation in the game. Everything about it is the highest, highest defenses, highest tankiness in the game. So, kind of weird to not see it be brought, especially since queens are banned. And the only thing that could really think about doing something is the Wuxing pikemen. But even Wuxing pikemen aren't going to really do anything because they just are paper to the Reapers. Hot Dog, not really doing anything aggressive here. They're waiting for these towers to land, but Zodiacs is doing a tower denial, which is
so far pushed up is the plan for
Shreb coming in right away. Look how fast these Shrabs go.
They
by
have
the way,
isolated the ISG here now. If that Treb would have come in when the units were ready, that ISG would have died before any unit could have helped it.
These Trebs like launch with a velocity that cannot be matched.
Hot Dog's gonna meet him at the top of the stairs. Good spot to meet him, but Hot Dog is trickling into this fight. The healing archer is gonna come in pretty well timed here. The Fort of Rashu is gonna brace and really hit nothing. I'm either gonna be Fort and re-brace. Hot Dog, I can't tell if they're winning. I can't tell who's winning this fight.
I think it's Zodiacs. These Reapers are living, and you can see blue is starting to overwhelm red here. There is some Yorkist household knights, but yeah, there's Hot Dog dismounted, and then Zodiacs came in with their own, and so they ran over it. Yeah, this was just a decisive win for Zodiacs.
It's that heavy infantry. Those Reapers just aren't dying because of all the damage reduction that's going on in there.
Yeah, they just don't too much damage reduction. Yeah, these Reapers are not dying. These teams are not respecting this Reaper Claymore enough. We have just seen this the entire tournament. These Reaper Claymores are dominating these fights. These Reapers cannot die. They have too much damage reduction. You cannot hurt them. People need to start figuring out, hey, what's our answer to this Reaper Claymore situation? We either run it or we ban it. You have to do one or the other. You cannot let it through and not run it. No team has so far made an answer for this Reaper Claymore, and it seems like Hot Dog doesn't have an answer for it either.
It almost makes me wonder if Zodiacs and DS do meet, do they ban it, or do they run it into each other's faces and see what happens?
Yeah, I mean,
because in America, they seem to be the two teams that have really understood that this heavy infantry meta, if the other teams are gonna allow it to happen, just walks through everything. As Zodiac's Chubby catches out to Hot Dog's Bozo, that's his name. That's his name, people.
He is a Bozo.
In a little bit of an unfavored spot there. Gonna hand him probably a second death of the match this early on, which is critical. I say that there is only 6 minutes left to get A and B, and I don't think Zodiacs plans to let Hot Dog get A or B.
Yeah, looking at where Zodiacs is positioned, I mean, this is just beautiful positioning. They have it where even if Hot Dogs for some reason wanted to do a gate push, Zodiacs is just behind this breach. They'll be able to make it to the gate in decent timing, not, you know, the fastest timing of the West, but still in decent timing to make it to that gate before they get through. So either way, Zodiacs is just in a beautiful position, and they're doing tower denial, and there's only 2 towers on this map, so it's very easy to just deny towers.
I think this is a panicked switch for Hot Dog. I don't think Hot Dog planned to use these towers, But you said there goes the right side tower down. Now it's just his left side, but the left side is sitting about three-fourths of HP. But now you're starting to see it get hit. Did it get hit by its own treb there? Or was that an RDP going as it went right by it?
I'm gonna assume it was a friendly fire treb there.
I like, you know what? The narrative of that sounds better. I agree. But it looks like, I think Zodiac is okay if letting one tower land. Because Hot Dogs will have to fight into him.
Yeah, I don't think this is the tower they want to land.
If Zodiac goes up on to B point, though, Trebs are pointless. They can just sit on B.
Yeah, it forces Hot Dogs to go into artillery phase. And I mean, Hot Dogs does have 21 pieces of artillery, so they can just RD phase Zodiacs down, but...
Also, one thing in watching this fight, does Hot Dogs block that close supply to B point?
True. I would hope they do. I don't think you can let that supply be active at all. So I would hope that they send somebody to block that. I mean, Hot Dogs has done really good with their supply blocking in previous matchups, so I doubt they will let that supply be free. But Zodiacs, I mean, they're a good team, so they might be able to kill the player quickly enough to the point where a supply block doesn't matter. Also, this RD phase is going a lot longer, and it isn't hitting anything.
I don't know what Hot Dogs' plan is.
I would assume they would have gotten onto the wall and then placed mortars. Because, I mean, there's a lot of wall real estate here.
It would have been a good play. I wonder if they're worried of Zodiac's mortars hammering them on the wall also. But just like if you can hide behind this tower here, if you're Zodiacs, Hot Dogs can just go towards the A point and hide back there.
Or they're waiting for the other tower to land, which, I mean, I guess works.
Now we're dropping a mortar on the wall? Now we're doing the wall mortar phase?
We're thinking about doing a wall mortar phase.
Ballista's dropping.
Has 3 mortars aimed at the
Zodiac's. Okay, Hot Dogs can't sit here anymore. Hot Dogs cannot sit here. Zodiacs is fully ready for this. Hot Dogs cannot sit here. I think Zodiacs is ready to flank them too. See, look at all these claymores ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, Hot Dog forced to go up this tower. There's 4 mortars aimed at the tower. Now forced to go down.
Hot Dogs is rotating to A.
Going to A. I mean, they're forced to do this rotation because they can't go to B unless they're very fast. But there's a supply for Zodiac, so they could.
Problem is also Zodiacs has so many slow-move units. The Phalanx, ISG. I mean, Hot Dogs. Sorry, Zodiacs is ready for this. They're gonna be able to rotate. Hot Dogs are still gonna have to fight Zodiacs through this A point. This is not a free rotation, and Zodiacs took the safe rotation. They took the Treb free rotation over. Now they can just sit behind this building and say, if you want this point, we'll push into you and we'll fight us on the point. Right now they can sit. This sit works in the favor of Zodiacs. Hot Dogs need to take the fight. And as the fight's going to go out, the shoots and dingers are going to fire for both sides out. Nice. Well-timed shoots and dingers, in my opinion, for Hot Dogs there. Now here comes the brawl over the A point here. The Bastard Swords are on. They're going to interrupt all these phalanx here. The YYD going to come in for Hot Dog. Hot Dog is going to go through. I don't know if it's going to kill much of that YYD. But now the heavy brawl comp of Hot Dogs. This is their one heavy brawl comp. It's going to do fine. But look, these Iron Reapers and Spartans, a 4 set of Iron Reapers, are still just walking through all these units of Hot Dogs. Slowly but surely, the Iron Reapers are just getting through. And there's nothing any unit on the side of Hot Dog can do about it. They just don't have the damage to counter it. Now here comes the Cav in, the Tiger and Leopard Cav in for Zodiacs here. And this is all she wrote for Hot Dogs in this push. I don't think Hot Dogs blocked that supply.
I don't think they blocked the supply either. And how could they? There's 2 supplies that they had to block. And they can't block both of them at the same time. And they're basically across the map, both sides. You got the one far right, and then you got the one at B. I mean, that's very far past to walk to go block that supply. I mean, that's kind of really all she wrote. You had to block the supply, but they were too far away to block. So what could you do?
I know I'm barking up the same tree here, but once again, those 4 or 5 sets of Iron Reapers for the side of Zodiacs there. Did they kill the units rapid and fast? No, but they lived. And they just kept killing units and not dying. And over time, it was like that slow burn. Zodiacs just slowly burn their way through while blocking the point and double pulling with those Iron Reaper units. The Hot Dogs have no answer for it. They're not bringing enough. Now they have 3 sets of Iron Reapers. I'd love to see that on the last push. Like, if they just had no answer for this Iron Reaper, Spartan, Claymore, Berserker push.
Yeah, I mean, that's just really what it comes down to, is that Hot Dogs didn't have an answer for the Reaper Claymores that we have been preaching so far, looking like most of this tournament. The Reaper Claymores are looking unbeatable. As we go into their MVPs, MVP on the Hot Dog side, Rev LaBrave, 0-2-1, 27 unit kills, short sword doing actually respectable amount of damage there for being a short sword. You're doing the Flame Shackle or the purple set. Going down to Jabin as our most valuable tank, taking 5.4 million damage there. Good job by Jabin taking as much damage as possible. Unfortunately, it's not enough. We'll go to Bento Boxy as our most valuable assist player, 0-1-3-11 unit kills. Bastard Sword probably ran shoots of dingers or something else. Looks like he killed just Cav, so maybe is the anti-Cav player in the team, along with running support units. So did a decent job in what he was doing there. Going over to the Zodiac side, Jamar Pew Pew as our MVP, 205, 69 unit kills, 1 million damage dealt as a Bastard Sword. This man was farming with his Bastard Sword. Holy smokes. But as we go down there, great job by Pew Pew. XM 716, 63 unit kills. Not as high as damage as Jamar Pew Pew, but a lot more hero killing action by him. So you're definitely finding those heroes where Jamar Pew Pew was finding a lot more damage. So this man was stealing all of Jamar's hero kills. Shame on XM. Going down this list, we'll find somebody else that's doing good here. We'll go to Yoda, the Musket, 305, 68 unit kills. Musket doing Musket things, you know, still a great damage, still wonderful job by him, getting phenomenal stats here. As we go to our post-battle analysis, Red is Hot Dog.
My God.
That first fight, I mean, Hot Dog just took a fight where they were fighting in elevation. That's really what it came down to. I think they were bringing the Fortebraccio into here, the Phalanx, and it was upstairs, and Pikes hate stairs. They didn't bring the heavy ball comp. If they brought Pikes, they couldn't get up the stairs.
Honestly,
And
they had to
Zodiac's
have a ball
crushed
comp
them.
when the game was over.
Yeah. I mean, they did run a ball comp. You see at the end there where the Hot Dogs ran a more ball comp, and Zodiac's actually lost quite a few units. And you see with this heavy infantry ball comp, you could definitely run a lot more even. But that first fight where they're running this anti-cav, a little bit more of that specialty units, a little bit, yeah, just more anti-cav and not as much beef. It just isn't enough. You can't be running these squishier comps, these higher damage squishier comps. You have to be running these kind of more lower damage tankier comps. 12 hero kill difference. Not really too much to spoke. That's almost a third of your hero lives there. But I mean, it's not crazy difference, but I think this is just more of difference of unit comp. Really, what more can be said? This is just comp diff. We've seen it before. I mean, so we saw Deadly Sins versus Cabo Verde running it. We're seeing it now, Hot Dog versus Zodiacs. We've seen it in the European side, where if you're not reading Reaper's Claymores, you're going to get ran over by Reaper Claymore. You have to be bringing this. This is not optional. Unless you ban it, you have to bring it. And I'm really hoping Hot Dogs realizes this before they go into the next matchup and goes, hey, we need to be bringing Reaper Claymore. We're switching our lineup. We're going Reaper Claymore. This isn't working. Our anti-cap isn't doing exactly what we wanted to do. We're bringing Reaper Claymore. So, I mean, other than that, I don't really what more you can do. You could try to bring Varangians, I guess, to kind of counter it, but that's going to be very hard. You'd have to be running Varangian Claymore so that the Varangians have a little bit more damage reduction during when their shield's off. You know, they keep a little bit of their damage reduction once they go into axe form, but it's not for long. And I mean, Iron Sights does, you know, help a lot, but it's not enough. The Varangians do have a lot more healing than Reapers, and they have a lot more burst, but they don't have, you know, 1,000 in slashing defense that these Reapers have. So I would be very surprised if we see a Varangian kind of counter this, but I think that's really the only thing you're going to have to do. If you don't want to be running Reaper Claymore, you either run Reaper Claymore, or maybe you run Claymore Varangian.
Mm-hmm.
Or you just run Claymore Berserker and something else. I don't know really what you can really perform with. Maybe another purple unit, maybe a blue unit supporting. We could see, I mean, maybe these fights last long enough where you can build a Helot supply in there and use that as your 20% damage reduction, you know, fight forward and then push back into your Helot supply and just fight in your 20% damage reduction. I mean, you could do that. That is 12 seconds to set up that Helot, so it's kind of risky and it's probably going to get jumped, but what's really your options here?
I wish I had the answer. And I feel like other people are expecting more cav with it actually being run. Because you notice people running like kind of this 50-50 like ball anti-cav. These guys aren't, they're running 6, I don't want to say it, 6, maybe 8 sets of cav. Not doing it. They're not doing it.
7 cav. Yeah, they're running very low cav. I mean, this is probably the least amount of cav we've seen in CBL, HLL in a long time. This is very much infantry meta. This is not cav running these games. This is infantry. I mean, we saw where Deadly Sins was Cabo Verde that cav was doing God's work, clearing points, but I mean, Cabo Verde wasn't running Reaper Claymore, or was running it very light. So we've seen, you know, Cabo Verde's cav kind of charge through these Reaper Claymores, and the Reapers kind of just shrug it off.
They don't care. There's so many of them, so much damage reduction going on in that blob. They don't give a crap.
They don't care. So, I mean, I don't really know what the answer is. Maybe there's another unit that people are overlooking. I mean, I just don't know. I mean, I think Varangians are the only unit I could think of that could be overlooking here to deal with Reaper Claymore, but you're running Claymore to help them. So I think these Claymores are here to stay, and teams are struggling to figure out how to really get through the damage reduction without the Queen's Knight as the high minimum damage, and maybe even you can't really, these Wuxing are doing damage, but they aren't living long enough to really make an impact. So even Wuxing aren't doing much. You can't really bring the Cudgel Monks, because we all know Cudgel Monks are going to be basically the same thing. They have high minimum damage, which is great, but that's really about it. They're soft favorite. They're instantly die.
Cudgel Monks.
Yeah, Cudgel Monks. That's the other unit with minimum damage. I mean, you could be bringing, and this is definitely a stretch here, you could be bringing Iron Cap guns. It's a very stretch. They're kind of like mini Shenji Grenadiers. Their mates will do very little damage, 200 damage a grenade, but it is AoE damage. It will slowly chip away at Reaper's very heavy armor buff. It's not going to be great. It's not going to be pretty. It's probably not going to do much, but probably could be better than what's happening right now if you're not using Shenji, which Shenji would do as well. But Shenji probably aren't doing much either, because you're not seeing it. This is all CC in. Flames don't seem to be doing that great either. I mean, for some reason, even these Reapers, they don't care. They're so healthy, they're so tanky. These Flames aren't doing much. The specialty value that we used to see in previous seasons isn't doing it. Our specialty isn't doing anything. Our cat isn't doing anything. What are we doing? It's just heavy infantry. So I really don't know what's more to really say about that. I don't know really what you do besides bring your own heavy heavy infantry. I mean, hopefully some people are going into the lab and trying to figure out how to counter this heavy infantry, or maybe, after CBL, we'll see a balance change where this heavy infantry isn't so tanky. But that being said, I'll have to come up with some more funny units for next time to be brought up. Cheers and Vanguard, 50% additional defenses. Cheers to them. They will never be brought, so somebody will think about bringing Vanguard.
So badly, you ran into me, you.
I mean, we did a funny test before. Reapers plus Vanguard does perform very similar to Reapers Claymores, but the Vanguard buff only lasts like 2 to 3 seconds once you leave its flag range. So it kind of sucks. You can at least reset the Reaper charge, which gives them the damage reduction back, They charge in, they get the damage reduction, and then Vanguard, you wave the flag around, they get their charge back, so that's pretty cool. There's that kind of support unit, but again, that's Reaper plus a unit. So, I don't know how to go much more into this as we go now into El Paso Zodiac on the attack. And I'm seeing, once again, Reaper Claymores. Let's see if the Hot Dog has swapped up their unit composition. And no.
6, 7, 8, 9 sets of Spartans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and Iron Reapers. And then
I see 5
I see six Claymores on that. So yeah, heavy ball with very little cab. There's some Kundalini's in there, and some Tiger and Leopards, but it's like, there's more cav this time of Zodiacs. But guess what? The anti-cav on the side of Hot Dogs is going to get walked over by the heavy infantry push before the cav even shows up.
Cameraman, is your OBS doing good? We're having some audio problems.
Here. OBS died.
I guess you definitely see, but this piece of plot is so valuable. They can't defend it because Maybe Hot Dog brought a lot of calf. I did think I saw.
Wasn't paying attention to Hot Dog's comp. Did they have a lot of calf?
I saw like a fair amount. I saw a lot of Yan Yadao, and I mean Yan Yadao do pretty good into these heavy blobs because of their high minimum damage, but I don't know. I don't know if it's enough. I mean, if you go to, I mean, Zodiacs does really love their Fortebraccio, and Fortebraccio, you know, aren't the greatest of anti-cav in here. So, yeah, actually, I'm looking back at the stream, and there is, in fact, a lot of cav brought by Hot Dogs. So
Okay,
they want
that
this.
makes sense then. They don't care about air point. It's the C point hold they want.
Yeah, wanted to. Yeah, I mean, you just hold C. So you don't care about A. C is really, if you lose
Never
A, you
mind,
just
we're
go back to C.
walking forward on A.
This is just
This
kind of weird
phalanx
now.
is really far forward on A point.
Treb coming in does look like
Okay,
it
they
misses.
just got completely almost out rotated here.
Yeah, I mean, already rotation gain Zodiac's kind of looking dominant here as
If the final C
forcing.
point's gonna start here. The ISG just not spread out with Kappa column formation. Now we're just trickling in. Hot Dogs are trickling in. We need this cab to come in like now. We need it. We need the cabs to come in. Here comes Jamar. Here comes the dagger axe on the side of how Zodiac's starting to come in. Now the YYD going to come in on the backside into the phalanx. The shoots and they're now going to fire through another YYD unit going to come flying through in for Hot Dogs. Hot Dogs trying to use his NA cav strategy on the front line. But look at these once again. The Reaper Spartan Claymores don't care about cavalry. They're just walking through these units. Now here comes a Tiger and Leopard on the side of Zodiac's. Really not going to, it's going to be almost like an air ball there. But on the other side, these Reapers and everything is just, the infantry just does not die because of all the damage reduction. Zodiac's is going to slowly clean up the side of Hot Dogs here. Now, another cav unit going to try and just not really do anything. The Reapers just don't care.
These Reapers
They just don't care.
Yeah, these Reapers do not give two damns about anything about what is happening in this fight. They are just walking forward to the guy in front of them, swinging their sword, and then going, who's next? And running up to that guy and going, bap. They get charged by Cav and they don't care. Kudalier charges into that Yan Yadao, and the Yan Yadao will lose that trade. As now Zodiac brings their own Cav spam into this blob fight. It is just Cav running amok, going everywhere here. And when you're Cav spamming, this is definitely going to be looking more in favor of the Zodiac side. The Kudaliers, the Tiger are charging past the point. Does find Mr. Billy D on the Zodiacs there. For Hot Dog getting a little bit of value, they are fighting at that supply point. So Hot Dog does regain control of this C point here, now rotating to the supply, but Zodiacs has a good blob set up on the supply. Have a lot of the heroes here. So Hot Dogs has to really perform very well to get into this Zodiac's hold. They have the Claymores of Spartans. Not much infantry here, but Hot Dogs doesn't have much of units in either. Spartans are walking as dispersed as they possibly can be into the air. And it's just beautiful. Yeah,
Zodiac. Go back to the side of Zodiac. Now Zodiac's going to get the pull here. Bastard is going to try to block the supply point here. But if Zodiac starts to be able to pull here, I feel like it's going to be it for Hot Dogs. Hot Dogs has to keep the supply block. The DB is now going to touch it. But you have to remember, all these deaths are adding up. You only get 3 deaths in this tournament. So all these deaths hurt. The poleaxe is now going to go down here. By the way, very, very rare breed nowadays, the poleaxe. That cav charge is going to hit the random wheelbarrow just sitting in this middle supply point, which would have killed 3 or 4 heroes of Zodiac's. But
supplies blocked.
It supplies. It's
okay. DB touches it. He goes, runs away.
On and off. He's doing the right thing. He's on and off the supply point. He's going to try the cav.
But he does go down now.
He does go down, and there's no other heroes.
The pulls start. A has been captured. And Hot Dog is forced to go back all the way to home. And this is a 700 to 1,000 difference. And I mean, Hot Dogs had to have lost a ton of heroes there. That was such a death match, a bloody fight. Let's get a quick tab hit here just to see exactly what it's looking like. We got to see here once we get to the tab hit, we're going to really see what the deaths are looking like. Once I get a tab hit, there we go. And yeah, Hot Dogs go through the Hot Dog site first. a lot of them are on
Everyone's
last
at 2.
life.
Almost everyone.
I think there's 3 or 4 of hot dogs not on last life.
Another small
And-
engagement about to happen. We're about to. Looks like we're gonna fight over here.
Cameraman, we're no longer caring about the deaths here, as maybe engagement happened here.
I thought this kind of came out and said, "Look, we'll fight you here." They don't want to let them get in and surround them.
Yeah, hot dogs playing very aggressive here. They will let the auxiliary point go down, which gives quite a bit of time here. Going back up to 8 minutes. I think that gave 3 minutes on the clock, or 2.5 minutes. I wasn't paying too much attention to the timer. Oh well. Still quite a bit of time, and breaks down that breach. No one's going through that breach, but they have broken the breach on the wall. So there's a little bit more vision for Zodiacs to kind of see what's going on without having to press Z.
Shreb.
That Shreb surely doesn't hit anything, right?
It hits the overshield of the phalanx.
Yeah, it's a little bit of phalanx there. They don't really care about it. Zodiac's now pushing in, going left onto the staircase. Hot dogs maybe pushing out to meet them.
The flames gonna fire
already.
way too early. Way too early with those flames. Now look, the switching are just gonna heal everything back up. The YYD isn't gonna do anything there. Everything's just gonna get healed. The damage reduction, the heavy brawl. It's a sea of red with blue mixed into the middle of it. The Spartans have just walked through everything while the Reapers are killing everything else that's staggered.
Yeah, I mean those Yens looked like they did hella damage. Like they went fully through, and Yens.
Every ounce of damage they did, the Schutzenegger's healed. They just got insta-ticked.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. These shoots just did amazing work, and now these Reapers are getting, we're trickling in. The faucet's open just a centimeter here. We're letting drops of units in. 6 minutes on the clock. 8 hot dogs alive.
And we're on the back supply point.
We're on back supply. We don't have a supply that really we can safely pull from that won't get supply blocked.
I mean, they have hot dogs just 200 units left. It's all she wrote.
Yeah, 600 unit difference with 6 minutes remaining.
Everything else that happens here is just a formality.
Yeah, it's really the Breton pikes are charging into the Spartans. These rat pikes are going to do wonderful damage to these Spartans, and all the rat pikes are dead. Like, holy smokes. This is... I mean, we knew that Zodiacs was definitely the better team here, but they definitely showed in force, and this was a beautiful play by Zodiacs. As Zodiacs gets the point, only 1 hot dog is left remaining. Half capture, 5 minutes. There is no heroes with hot dog. It's a short sword. Look at him go. He's gonna make it. He dismarks on the Demence Arbalist. What a farmer. Anyways, as we go in, it was Reb. MVP on the Zodiac side, Zin, 3-1-15, 144 unit kills by Zin. Beautifully played here, getting 43 of those phalanx. Smiani Dow and other units, 573,000 damage dealt by his hero. Beautiful damage taken. 144 units kills, amazing. We'll go down to the most valuable assist player of X on Zodiacs, 1013, 119 hero damage, some pretty good damage as well. Just a great job by our short sword player. And then we're going to go up to Mr. Billy D. We're going to skip 2 knives. I don't care about that guy. We're going to go up to Mr. Billy D as 317, 140 unit kills. Beautiful work by Mr. Billy D here, getting second highest unit kills on his team there. Great work by Mr. Billy D. And also pretty all right stats as well. As we go over to the hot dog side, Reb LeBrave getting MVP once again and also getting the most damage taken as well. Reb trying her hardest to carry the hot dogs team. Unfortunately, she was not enough for the hot dogs to get the carry in here, but it was still a good showing by Reb and the hot dogs. As we go down to I saw someone earlier that I wanted to call. We'll go to Choi, 235 Bastard Sword, 85 unit kills. This was the wrong person I wanted to shout out, but I stuck with it because I thought it was the right person. Great job by Choi here, doing good damage by the Bastard Sword player. And now to go to the actual person I wanted to do, Fluffy Rabbit, 13496. Just better stats of our Fluffy Rabbit, getting a little bit more unit kills by Fluffy Rabbit here, doing 291,000 hero damage. And then we'll do an honorable shout out to Jabin as the most hero kills on the team, 444 unit kills. Our good old Bastard Swords are trying our hardest to do the heavy lifting for the team. It just isn't enough here as we go into our post-battle analysis. I forgot my things. Red is Zodiacs. And yeah, the Zodiacs brought the ball. They brought their heavy infantry ball comp. These Yanyadao didn't do anything. This Cav didn't do anything. We saw the Cav charging back and forth. It just didn't perform at all. Where this infantry comp just won, hands down won, and Hot Dog did a little bit of trickling into these points. It just wasn't enough. Tried doing their best at stalling, but you can see also with the hero kill differential of 28 hero kill differential there, they weren't winning these fights. They weren't killing heroes. They just did not have it in them. It was still a magnificent showing by Hot Dogs, but it just was not enough. Was not enough. But yeah, so we go into anything you feel about this matchup, Create.
Same versus the first match. They got beat in the unit selection stage.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard to add analysis into something where it's like, no, in my actual opinion, no matter how well their heroes played, no matter how perfectly they stuck to their strat, I just believe the units themselves diff each other. Take all hero ability out of it. The units for one side walk through the units of the other side.
Yeah. I mean, you're so right about that. This was just, this match was over at the unit selection screen. Zodiacs brought Reaper Claymores, Spartans. This is a push comp that we have seen this entire tournament perform time and time again. It's just an unbeatable push that no team has really figured out how do you beat it. And Hot Dog brought the Spartans. They brought some Claymores, but not enough Reapers. Not enough Claymores. Not enough. They wanted to stick to the guns of running these specialty units of the Flames. They wanted to believe maybe in their hero play. They wanted to think that, hey, if I'm bringing 8 Spartans, I'm going to have a great time. It just wasn't enough. And we see this, and it's coming time again. We could go kind of over the replays here. I have the replay up for our cameraman to come back here, and we can kind of see a little bit of how these fights went. But yeah. So we go into this. This will be our first engagement. I don't have exactly before this engagement has happened here, but you can see where this fight rages on. These flames are firing on the staircase. And you can see where, Hot Dogs, their Doppelsnotter never got to this fight. This Doppelsnotter is so late to the fight, it isn't able to do what you want it to do. And a late Doppelsnotter isn't going to help. Zodiac's getting the shoots a dinger healing in here. And you can see where Hot Dog never really got off the staircase. This is the line, I believe, where the stairs end. And we still have Phalanx down here. Our Flames didn't make it up. We still have Claymores down here. Like, this engagement's happened, right? Zodiacs was able to fully push out the breach. And Hot Dog was left with their pants down, kind of just sitting here. And the Flames finally got up, but they immediately died. Zodiacs was able to fully envelop hot dogs and push them right back down. And it just, hot dogs didn't have the push cow to really go through it. Then we see the Yorkist household knights come in from hot dog, come in, but they dismount, and then another Yorkist comes in and kills. It's just hot dog didn't have the soldiers to really hold this line. They weren't the heavy ball comp. They snaked too much. Their doppelsniper didn't come into this fight at all until it was way too late. I don't think it even used its silence there. They just played it a little bit too rough here. And then we go into our 8 point here, 2 minutes on the clock. They're forced to fight in this. You can see here, this is a lot heavier of a infantry. Where's my drawing? This is a lot heavier of a blob. But once again, this is just Spartans. There's, 2 Reapers here and a Claymore. But it's really just these Spartans here. And you can kind of see it at the start, it actually looks really, really good for hot dogs. They're pushing in. The Spartans are doing great work. They're getting shoots of dinger healing. Everything's looking great. Yeah, the Zodiac's cav got in a little bit. Hot dogs gets the Yanya Dao. These Yanya Dao go like into these Reapers as well. So like this looks like hot dogs would win. But as you see, these Reapers that Zodiac's brought at the start, they didn't die. These Spartans didn't kill them. And the Reapers by hot dog didn't go into them. So these 4 Reapers that were here at the start got through the entire combat, not dying, living the entire fight, and then was able to go through it. And then this Tiger and Leopard Cav is just a nail in the coffin. But it really is these 4 Reapers by Zodiacs, unkillable Reapers with the Claymore buff, having the shoots of dinger healing. They're at, what we said before, that 90% or the very high 80s damage reduction. You just can't kill this unit, especially with shoots of dinger healing. And we saw in that engagement, the Spartans were walking through them. It looked like hot dogs was going to win that, but the Spartan walk ended and the Reapers stayed alive. And they just couldn't do anything. As then we go into, that was the first fight, and now we go into the Zodiacs attacking here. And we're going to see, second verse, same as the first here. We've seen this time and time again. Zodiacs now, heavy ball comp. Definitely not as heavy as we've seen them before. We had double Fortebraccio, and we still have this triple Reaper push coming in here with the double Claymore. So still does great job here. Not as heavy as a blob as we've seen before. I mean, you kind of see where the
triple Reaper, double Claymore. So it is still a heavy blob, double Spartan. Like it's got the core.
Yeah, it definitely has its core here. And you can even see our anti-cav is off to the side here. So like everything is looking like hot dogs could just cav charge just. But look where the cav goes. This Yanya Dao into the Fortebraccio.
This is my favorite one. Watch this while I do nothing.
Yanya Dao
into
the Fortebraccio. Like hot dog knows this fight's happening. We know this fight, and all of their infantry is over here. It's over here on this side of the map. Yeah, there is some Reapers over here. There is, this Reaper Claymore over here, but we know there's a Fortebraccio over there. And like, why are we sending our cav into the side where we know there's anti-cav? It's just kind of weird for me. But, and then Zodiacs brings their own cav, and you can see where it just kind of plows through hot dogs. Not getting, and hot dogs is kind of just stuck here now. They lost this fight handily. Their cav just was not able to find the Reapers and kill them. We do have a Yorkist coming in here. This Yorkist comes in, and they go through. But these Reapers don't care. Kudalier charging
stopped.
It's stopped by the short sword. Like, this cav just isn't doing anything to Zodiacs. It isn't hurting them at all. These Reapers just do not care whatsoever of hot dogs cav. The Yorkist households are doing. The Kudaliers from Zodiacs there kills these Yanyadows. These Yans just aren't getting the value that I think Hot Dog thought they would. We would have thought that, you know, Yannydao with their high minimum damage would be killing these Reapers, but we're seeing this fight go on, and these Yans aren't killing anything. Kudalier and Tiger Leopard Cav. I mean, this is where Hot Dog really sends in the Cav, but what's here, really? It's like a remnant of Cav remaining. So we clean up a little bit here, and now we're forced to trickle into this supply point fight. That's what Hot Dog does. They trickle into the supply point, but they don't have any infantry. We're Cav. It's just cavalry. There's only ponies, and there's claymores and Spartans. This is an anti-cav, so it isn't going to insta-kill our cav, but it's tanky enough to not really care. And the cav doesn't even make it anyways. Look how spaced this Spartan walk is, by the way. Holy spaced. Anyways, I just wanted to point that out because that was funny to me. And yeah, I mean, Hot Dog trickles in here. They do a wonderful job. Don't get me wrong. Hot Dog does a wonderful job trickling in here and stalling this supply point. A phenomenal job. But shout out to this wagon.
Oh, the wagon was huge. Oh, I watch him stop 2 sets of Kudaliers from hitting this point and killing all the heroes. Stops the YYD from coming through. Stop. Watch his Coot charge. Well, here it comes right now.
Kudalier?
Would have killed 3 or 4 forms. Hit the wagon. Look, wait. Watch, go back for a second. Watch those ones that do slide around it. Look where they go over.
Yeah, look
watch watch those sort of passes towards. Watch them.
Look at
it would kill all 4 of these back. Look at this. It would have killed all 4 of the 5 of those heroes.
Yeah,
it would have been a wipe on this supply.
Wagon unmentioned and wagon unmentioned MVP. Whatever labor put it there, you're a god for Zodiacs. So you single-handedly probably saved 4 hero lives there. That Kudalier charge would have killed
the C point because they die there. They don't get the supply.
Yeah, I mean that Kudalier charge getting 4 kills probably would have turned the tides. Unfortunately, somebody left their wagon out. One of the serfs are going to get from Hot Dogs are going to get a little bit of a talking to.
I mean, it's no longer Hot Dog Castle. Zodiac's high-fiving them. they might become a knight after that.
Yeah, Zodiac's probably going to go knight that serf. He's going to now become a squire, and we might see him into the battle. This is a fairy fight. Hot Dog pre-flaming this fight. I mean, I don't hate it, but you pre-flamed and now these shoots of Dinger are healing. So your flames did nothing. These Yans are coming in, but the shoots are still healing. So this Yan doesn't do anything. And, you know, as we pause right here just to look at what's here, I mean, Hot Dog has done heavy losses, but we see once again the core from Zodiacs. We have our 3 Reapers, our 2 Claymores. We have seen this every time. Yeah, they have us, Spartan. Our ISG are kind of backlining back here. We even have a yellow turban, which is something that they haven't been bringing. But it's still, you know, this very core of triple Reaper, double Claymore.
It's a sea of red with blue trickled in the middle of it.
Yeah, it is really a sea of red with blue kind of sprinkled around. And I mean, you would think that it being so dispersed, maybe Hot Dog does something here, but no, they don't. They just get kind of eviscerated. This triple Reaper double Claymore core of Zodiacs is doing phenomenal. Honestly, it is something that really other teams should be looking at and being like, this is what we need to be running. We saw Deadly Sins be running this. We're seeing Zodiacs running this. We're seeing the EU teams running this. Maybe not exactly this conversion of 3-2. Maybe 5-3, maybe something else. But I mean, really, that is all she wrote at that point. We don't really need to see the rest of this. We could swap back to our cameras. I mean, yeah, I don't really know much more can be said here. This was just a comp differential where it seemed like Hot Dogs didn't realize that Reaper Claymore is how you have to play. They tried to get the Cav in. They tried to get to the roots of NA where we run Cav and our Cav is going to do great things. But the Yorkers didn't do anything. These Yans didn't seem like they do anything. The Tiger Leopard seemed like it was doing good, but we weren't getting good charges, so it just wasn't enough. And Zodiacs will be 2-0. That being said, that is the end of our cast here for good old Conquerors Blade League Americas here. It'll be 2-0 for Deadly Sins and 2-0 for Zodiacs. They will be proceeding on into the winners bracket, so we will be seeing them. I believe we will be seeing them next week, and then we will be seeing Cabo Verde versus Hot Dog, Pascal Buck 50 Hot Dog next week as well. I mean, these are good games. I thought the Deadly Sins versus Cabo Verde was a lot closer than I would have thought it would be, especially for how Cabo Verde has been going. And then Hot Dog tried beating the Iron Reaper Claymore, but we see it. They haven't found the answer for it either, even going to a more field battle map of Alnwick Castle.
I don't think there's an answer to it.
Any closing remarks for you, Create?
No.
All right.
I'll see you guys next week.
Yes, you will be seeing Create next week. You guys will not be seeing me next week. Unfortunately, I will be on a boat in the middle of an ocean. I'll probably still be out on the pier for it while this... no, I might be in the middle of the ocean. That being said, I mean, thank you all for being here. I hope you all enjoy the game. If you have any comments about our casting, I mean, leave them in the chat. I guarantee you we are reading it. And yeah, we will see you boys next week. Bye.
汉室倾颓，东卓乱京，暴政之下，天下震动，群雄并起，始争洛阳。虎豹所属，皆天下修睿。天下修睿，舍我其谁？ 天下。法体所向，皆为公勋。不敌如虎。快上！再快点！快！对呀！虎豹雄姿，载歌天下。法体所向，皆为公勋。
Hi everyone, I'm Miles, producer of Conqueror's Blade 3 Kingdoms. Since our first teaser, many of you have been asking the same question: why does the new 3 Kingdoms world need its own standalone client? In this video, I will walk you through exactly why. We've built a realistic 3 Kingdoms world with over 60 cities alongside a massive visual overhaul. But it's not just about the visuals. The 3 Kingdoms era was all about warlords colliding in one massive, chaotic war. Our old multi-channel system split players up. It just didn't fit that vision. So we removed it. Now, every single player shares one unified map. You're stepping into a living world where you'll face rival factions, shifting borders, and real strategic choices. Terrain is no longer just for show. We've completely rebuilt the road system. If your army takes the main roads, you move faster and save food, but you're out in the open. Taking the rough terrain is slow and costly, but it keeps you hidden. We're also introducing a morale system. Combats aren't just about stats and skill anymore. If your army's morale breaks, you may lose the battle. Now, let's talk about heroes and units. The changes here are massive. We've redesigned weapons with new models, combat feedback, and skill sets. We're also bringing in the one-handed sword, twin sword, halberd, and the crossbow to give you a unique combat experience tailored to this world. For your armies, dozens of legendary units are joining the roster, like the Tiger and Leopard cavalry. We've scaled up unit sizes to make fights feel more intimidating. Recruitment is now tied to geography. You have to go to the Northwest region to recruit the Northwest Heavy Cavalry. Combined with authentic voice lines, your units feel like living armies. Next up is Faction War. The real charm of the 3 Kingdoms is the politics, the dynamic shifts between allies and enemies. To capture that, we completely overhauled how factions work. NPC faction relationships are no longer static. They evolve based on the state of the war. Every alliance you make or city you attack can shift the balance of power on the server. Resources and the economy are now the backbone of the game. Every war you wage, unit you recruit, or siege engine you build relies on resources flowing across the world. This means players who prefer logistics and crafting are now absolutely essential to winning a war. We've added a stronghold construction system. Every city on the map can be upgraded and fortified by players. Cities won't just easily reset back to level 1. They are long-term strongholds that your faction needs to manage and defend. You'll also see a complete Han Dynasty military rank and official title system. From basic ranks to high officials, every battle you fight and contribution you make translates into real status and identity. Another huge addition to the world is the massive war zone, offering maps larger than 8 square kilometers. With expanded borders and complex routes, tactics completely change. There is a lot more room for frontline combat, backline support, and troop deployment. Terrain, logistics, morale, and tactics will decide the battle. By the time we built everything, this world had the sheer volume of a brand new game. And that is why it requires a standalone client to run properly. This DLC marks a massive new chapter for Conqueror's Blade's 7th anniversary. Alongside our upcoming anniversary events, we're also upgrading the CBL to match the feel of Three Kingdoms. One last thing, we've hidden a lot of Three Kingdoms Easter eggs out there in the world, crafted with a lot of love for the history. You'll find plenty to explore. Thanks for watching. I'm Miles. Let's look forward to the next 7 years of Conqueror's Blade.